Hello everyone, this is Rohit Manoharan from Networkers Home and welcome back to the Checkpoint Lab training. For this video, we'll be discussing on high availability. So what does this high availability mean? It's a process to ensure that our network remains active, or you can say our network remains available all the time so that our end devices, if fails, our network remains active. So we will add another endpoint. So that what this high availability means. In checkpoint environment, this term is basically known as cluster XL, okay, or cluster VRRP. So let's further discuss this on our lab topology. Yeah. So as you can see, we have two firewalls here, and you can allow this high availability through or you can say two or more endpoints, right? So in our lab topology, we have two firewalls and three interfaces. Okay, so we have E0 interface, E1 interface, and E3 interface in both of the firewalls. Okay, so our E0 interface is actually showing our inside network, and E1 is showing our outside network. Great. Our E3 interface, which we are using just to pass all the configuration from firewall 1 to firewall 2. So basically, in high availability, there is two kind of availability, which is active passive, or you can say standby also. In active standby, basically one firewall remains active, which means it will flow the data, and the other one sits standby, which means it doesn't do anything. It just waits for the firewall 1 to fail so that it can be active and make the firewall 1 passive. So vice versa. So it's actually considering for a failover. Means if firewall 1 fails, it will be firewall 2 will be the failover part. Okay. So this will be active passive. There is one more kind of high availability, which is load sharing. So load sharing is nothing but both the firewall being in active state, which means they will distribute the traffic among themselves. So both the ways the traffic will flow and reach the host or network. Okay. So this means this is load sharing. Both the firewalls which are active, that shows us that this is load sharing. So we have some networks. Let's discover our networks first. Yeah. So we have a Ethernet 0 at 192.168.11.81, whereas in firewall 2 case we have 192.168.11.82. Our Ethernet 1 is 192.168.1.81, which is our outside network, and this is our inside network, right? So in our outside network of firewall 2, we have 192.168.1.82. So in considering any endpoints, we need a single IP for communication, right? So that single IP, if we have two devices, for being a single IP, we have to set a virtual IP. Means if you have a router, you need one IP. You don't need two IPs to communicate to a single network, right? So you need a single IP. So that is what this virtual IP means. So both of these IP will be a cluster and it will be considered as a group. But as a group, it will be named as .at. Both the sites, it will be named as .at. So both 81 and 82 will be called .at in both of the sites. Okay. And we have one more interface, which is sync interface, and this interface is Ethernet 3, through which we will pass all the configuration. Whenever it fails, it will pass all the configuration from this interface. Okay, so I have a manager in my inside network, which is 192.168.11 network. I have a manager which is at .110. I have already installed it. Okay, so I have a manager, I have a client PC2 which is dot 120 in this network, where one of this is 120, one is dot 1110 which is a manager. Okay, and I have installed the pre-configuration of this firewalls, which means I have given it the Ethernet 0 IPs so that I can complete the installation from web UI. So let's jump into a Windows PC and open up a web UI so that we can configure the first time wizard. Okay, so let's do that. So we are in our client PC, which is dot 120, 11.120. So let's do HTTPS, and let me just take my mouse. Yeah. So let's click the link, delete it all, go for HTTPS colon whack whack 192.168.11.81 and hit enter. In other tab, let's open the firewall too. HTTPS colon whack whack 192.168.11.82. Okay, 82, and let's hit enter. Okay, so I have just booted up the device and it will take time to load up. So I'll hit enter and check whether the response again comes or not. I guess it will come. Let's wait. It should, yes, it came, and as you can see, we have a certificate error. I will go on to the page. Our 82 is up, and let's see for 81. I will go on to the page, and let's configure it. So I'll give the password and the username and hit enter and go for guy for firewall 2, and let's enter the username and password and hit enter. Okay, guy 1, and I will click on next. So this is for firewall 1. So you will continue with the installation, and manually it has an IP of 81. I'm okay with that. There are 3 interfaces, so I will for Ethernet 1 I will go for manually. Yeah, and for that, and let's load up our topology again. Let's see the topology again. As you can see, we have to set our Ethernet 0 is 11.81. Now we have to configure manually the Ethernet 1, which is 168.1.81. Let's do that. Let's click on this. 192.168.1.81, and the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0, which is 24. And hit on next. It's asking me for a host name, so I will give it firewall1, firewall01. Yeah. Primary DNS, it's up to you. You have to give. It's okay. I will go for Google's DNS. I'll click on next. And security gateway or security manager. So we have to set as endpoint. So that's why we are choosing security gateway. So I'll hit on next. Let's remove the management part because I have already a management. And for this part, you have to check on this thing. It's a part of a cluster. So you have to click on this so that according to that, it will install the blade and all. So I will click on this thing and I will hit on next. And I have to enter the SIG key for the trust communication between the manager and the gateway. Yeah, so I'll hit on next. And I don't want to improve the product experience. I will click on finish, click on yes. I'll perform the same in the firewall 2, which is the same. I will continue with the installation. I'm okay with the Ethernet 0 IP. I have to configure Ethernet 1's IP, so I will go for manually. Yeah, in that manually I have to type 192.168.1.82. Okay, 82, and my subnet mask is 24, and I'll go for OK. make it firewall 2. DNS server will be 1.8.8.8. Great. Click on next. Okay with the time. Go for the security gateway. I will remove the check from security management and click on unit is a part of cluster. Hit on next and provide the active keys for admin 123, admin 123, and hit next. And I don't want to improve the product experience and hit next. Okay, I will finish the installation. Yes, and let's see whether our firewall 1 is complete. So it will take a little bit time because it's a firewall, so it has to install so many blades in it. So it will take a little bit time. By the meantime, I'll pause this video and show you after the installation. So as you can see, we have successfully installed. I will click on OK for reboot. And let's jump on firewall 1 and check whether it's completed or not. It is completed or not. Yes, it's in the part of the final stages. So let the firewall to reboot. Yes, I will hit on OK and let the firewall 1 also reboot. We are done with our first time configuration. So we have the login page of firewall 2. Let's check the login page of firewall 1. It's not up. Yeah, both are up. Let's log into our firewall 1. Admin, I'll hit tab and tab. Admin 123. So basically my caps lock is on, so I will write it again. Admin 123. Hit enter. Let it load and let us log into our firewall 2 also. Admin 123. Hit enter. Yeah, our firewall 1 is up, and as you can see, the uptime is 1 minute. Yeah. So what you have to do is go for network interfaces because we have to configure the third interface, which is going to be a sync interface. Yeah. So what we'll do is click on this Ethernet 2 and click on edit. And according to a topology, I have to click on enable first. Yeah. So let's see our topology. So we are going to configure it as 111.81. So let's do that. Under IPv4 addresses, we will type 192.168.111.81 with a subnet mask of 255.255.255.0. Great. I will hit enter and click on OK. So it's added. Great. So for firewall 2, I have to do the same procedure but with 82, 111.82. For that, I will jump into network interfaces. I'll click on Ethernet 2 and click on edit. Enable the interface. Go for IPv4 address, which will be 192.168.111.82. Hit tab, add the subnet. Sorry. Great. I will hit on OK, and both our interfaces are up. So either other than Ethernet 0, both our interfaces are up. These are our IPs, as you can see, and our configuration is done for the network interfaces. Now what you have to do is jump into your manager. So I'll jump into a manager. I have already downloaded the Smart Console. So I will just double click and open it. By the meantime it comes, let's discuss what we are going to do. So first we are going to create a cluster object. And in our cluster object, we will add these firewalls as members. We will pull the interfaces and set the virtual IP Both we will configure all the interfaces according to sync and cluster, everything we will configure. So we will configure the interfaces. Fifth, we will create a policy so that our cluster can communicate to hold the network. So that's policy for cluster, which will be our last step, and we'll publish all this. So let's log in first. So I'll go for admin123 and hit enter. Let it log in, and let us discuss more about our process. So as you can see, we have 5 steps. In our cluster object, we have to add these 2 members, and we have to pull the interfaces, plus we have to set the virtual IPs. We have to configure our cluster interfaces and sync interfaces separately. At last, we will apply policy for clusters so that it can communicate outside, right? So let's do that. Let me clear this. Yeah, take my mouse. Yeah. So we are in a manager. So what you have to do is create a cluster object. For that, you have to go for objects. So there are a couple of ways you can create it. You can go either go by here or you can go by here. So I'll go for this one. So it will open a tab, and I'll go for new. I'll go for more, network object, gateways and server, and I'll go for cluster, and I'll go for cluster again. So I'll click on cluster. There are 2 methods that we can configure. I will go for cluster mode this time. And as you can see, we have to name our cluster. So I will go for, this is our cluster firewall, right? And I'll change the color for any other color, basically. So I'll go for olive, yeah. And we have to give the virtual IP, virtual management IP, so that we can configure. So I'll give 168.11.80. Yeah, that's what our topology says. We have a virtual IP of .80. Great. So the next thing that you have to do, as you can see, we don't have any communication thing here. As you do in firewall, you must have to communicate. You have to establish the trust. So for that cluster trust, you have to first add the members to cluster. So I will go for cluster members. I'll click on add, and I'll click on new cluster member. And I will add the name of the cluster member. I will go for firewall 01. And I give it an IP, so I'll go for 168.192.168.11.81. Great. And let's create communication. For communication, I have to click on communication, then provide the password. So I will go for password, which is admin123, admin123, and let's initialize the trust first. Yeah, trust is established, and then I have to close it. Great, and I have to click on OK. Our firewall 1 is added. The same way we will add firewall 2. We go to new cluster member. I will add firewall 02 and give it the IP, which was 192.168.11.82. Establish the trust by clicking on communication. I have to provide the SIG password, which is admin123, tab admin123, and initialize the trust. And it's trusted, and I will hit close and click on OK. So both these firewalls are added, and you can actually give them a priority too. So our first member is firewall 1. You can decrease its priority by clicking on here. So it will be pushed down, and you can increase it by clicking here. So it will be pushed up. So the next thing that we have to do is to pull the network interfaces. Before that, let's see where we try to configure our load sharing high availability. So you have to go for cluster XLMVA RRP. In that, you can see we have an option of high availability and load sharing also. So for this demonstration, we are doing high availability, which is active and passive. One will sit passive and the other firewall will be active. So we will remain this as it is. So let's go for network management and pull out all the interfaces. So I will go for get interfaces with topology. Okay, so it's asking topology and anti-spoofing settings that are already defined will be overwritten, and I'm okay with that. So I'm clicking on yes. Let it pull all the interfaces. As you can see, we have pulled all the interfaces, and we have two tabs, which is firewall 1 and firewall 2. So according to our plan, our Ethernet 0 and Ethernet 1 was inside and outside. We have to set an virtual IP, which is .80, and in here outside, which is 1.80, here it's 11.80. So let's do that. So for that, you have to double click on this thing, Ethernet 0. And as you can see, we have a private IP, which means it will fail and it will not come up. So you have to make it in cluster. So I'll go for cluster. Then you have to mention your cluster IP, which means cluster IP means virtual IP. Okay, so I have to type 192.168.11.80, great, and go for the network mask, which is 24. Rest is good. Our interfaces, it has picked our interfaces, and I will go for OK. Great. And now we have Ethernet 1, which is our outside interface, and I will go for the same cluster type cluster and give it a virtual IP, which will be 1.80. So 192.168.1.80. Go for the subnet mask, which will be 24. Hit OK because it has already picked up. The next thing, we need Ethernet 0 as sync interface to pass all the configuration. So for that, we have to set it as .80 also. So in sync, we don't need an virtual IP because it's not communicating with any other network. It's connection between firewall 1 and firewall 2. So basically, you have to go for Ethernet 2. You don't have to mention .80 basically. So you have to go for sync, and that's it. You have to make it sync and click on OK. That's it. That's how you configure each and every interface. The next thing that you have to do is click on OK. And it is generating some keys, and within a few minutes our firewall means cluster firewall will be shown here. As you can see, we have a cluster firewall, and now we have to create a policy so that our cluster can communicate outside. For that, I will go for security policy. And there is a default policy. I will add a rule above it, or you can delete this cleanup rule also. I will click on one and go for. So I will add a new rule above it. So basically, it's nothing. I will name it test. It's nothing. I will accept all the traffic just to keep the log. So I will go for accept and track the log. So click on log. Install on. There is only one member, which is cluster. So it's okay. The next thing that you have to do is publish it and install it. So for that, I will jump into the first page and click on install policy. Will do both the things, which will be publish and install. So I will click on publish and install, and let the installation begin of that policy. And our firewall will turn the status of both the firewall are under this. So okay, I will click on install. Yeah, so our status will be turned to green. So as you can see, we have a small arrow here. If you click on this arrow, both these firewall will be shown. So okay, installation failed. So let's check why our installation failed, because we have our IPsec enabled. So let's check. Yeah, let's remove this IPsec and go for OK, and let's push this policy again. If it again fails, we will try to troubleshoot it by clicking on details basically. Clicking on details, it will give us, so again it failed, so let's go for details. What's the reason of failing? Conflicts with the rule 2. Okay, great. So what you have to do is go for policy. It's very easy. So I have to mention, okay, so I will go for, I'll mention a source basically. So for that I will click on source. It's actually matching. The rules are matching. That's why it was not installing. So I will create a host, which will be my management PC. Let's create a host, which will be my MGMT PC, and I'll give it an IP of 192.168.11.120, which is my client PC's IP, and I'm good to go. So let's publish and install again. Let's see if it turns green or not. So basically, whenever the error comes, you have to troubleshoot it, and it will give you details enough so that you can go and troubleshoot it. So let's wait till it install. If the error comes again, we'll troubleshoot it again. For this time, I think it will be installed. Let's see, it's finalizing the installation. As you can see, both the firewall CPU usage are there. So it's installed. As you can see, our installation successful on cluster firewall, and it will turn to green after some time. It will take a little bit time, but it will turn to green. As you can see, firewall 1 is up, and it will convert. It will take a little bit moment, but it will convert. So let's try to let's add a gateway to our firewall. For that, let's jump into a firewall and add a gateway. For that, I will click on IPv4 routes and click on add. Let's add a destination. So we have a rule, we don't have to add, we can go for default gateway. I will double click on it, and let's add a default gateway. So I will go for IP address. For that, I will add 192.168.1.254, and I will go for OK, save it. The same procedure we will apply for gateway 2, means our firewall 2. So let's connect to the server again. Yeah, I'll go for admin and go for admin 123. Hit enter. Configuration is logged because we didn't log out properly. So you have to click yes. Go for IPv4 static address. There is a default gateway, so I will go for add gateway. IP address, which will be 192.168.1.254. The next thing that we have to do is change our client PC's destination gateway, means default gateway. So we will go and change it also. So I'll go for cpa.cpl, which will open our network manager. So I'll go for Ethernet 0, click on properties, wait, I'll go for TCP IPv4 and add .ad, which is our virtual IP. Let's see. So I'll click on OK, close it, and let's try to ping our virtual IP. So I'll go for CMD again. Actually close, so I'll go for CMD and try to ping one of my virtual IPs to check whether it is active or not. 192.168.1.80. Hit enter. Let's wait. So first one drop. Yeah, we got a reply. We got a reply. As you can see, we got a reply from .1.80. which means outside interface is active now, and we got a reply, which means our firewall is working. So let's check our cluster IP. So uh, let's go for the HTTP page of our cluster. So HTTPS colon backslash 192.168.11.80, which is a virtual IP, and hit enter. Yeah, we got a certification error. I'll go for details, go on to the web page, and let's try to log in, which will basically tell us which of our firewall is active. So it again loaded. So I think it has some communication issues. So let's try it again. Let's try it again. I will hit enter again. Go for details, go on to the web page, admin tab, admin 123. Yeah, I got the console, and as you can see here, it's firewall 1. And if I make one change, that is to turn the Ethernet 0 interface, for that I will go for Ethernet interfaces, and I will turn off this interface. Let it load. Okay, let's connect it again. Go on to the page. I'll type admin 123. Go for, I will acquire the log, override the log, yes. Let's disable Ethernet 0 interface. For that, I will go for Ethernet 0. Click on OK. Let's disable any one of the interface. Let's go for Ethernet 1. To jump into the real console. So I will go for the real console. For that, I have to jump to .81. Let's jump to 81 and do that. So I'll log in here. Cluster, you can't do that. So let's see. In 81, let's see if we can do that. So I am in my firewall 1. Let's override the log. I'll click on OK. Go for network interfaces. And let's do one thing. Let's go. Yeah, the check mark is here, but in cluster, you don't have the check mark basically. So in cluster, you don't have the check mark, but in the real IP, if you go to HTTP, the real IP, you can do that. So I am going to make one interface down, which for details, go on to the web page. Yeah, as you can see, our firewall 2 is here now in 1.80, which means our firewall 1 failed, and now the current active firewall is 02, which means firewall 2, gateway number 2. Okay, so this is how you configure our high availability. So for our load sharing, you have to go for edit for cluster firewall. You have to go to cluster Excel. You have to click on load sharing, and multicast is okay. I will click on OK. Yeah. Next, you have to publish it and install this. Let the window come, and I will click on install so that load sharing can be enabled. I'll click on install. So load sharing has been installed, and let's try to ping it again. I'll go for cancel. Yeah, so as you can see, our ping is active and it's actually load sharing. Both the firewalls are load sharing it, and when I try to push it out, that's why we have a drop. Else it's load sharing now. Both the firewalls are taking the packets and replying it. So that's it for this video. That's it, how you configure high availability and load sharing. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.